Algo's a security. Apple drops their brand new card with 4% APY. All that and more. So let's get into the video.
Damn, hustling.
Welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just in the Matrix, you are the Matrix. And today we have a banger daily market news and analysis. So without any further ado, let's bring the action. Okay, crypto sitting at $1.29 trillion. Although some things are falling, this is actually rising, and you love to see it. All right, so let's get into the main news of the day. Apple launches a high-yield savings account with 4.15% APY partnership with Goldman Sachs. Huge, massive news in my opinion. This is actually trending on Twitter, believe it or not. Although this is really high and this is great, at the end of the day, it's still less than inflation. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. It looks like it's just going to be an Apple Pay type thing, and you can get 4.15% APY, which is great. It's better than zero, for sure. So, now, massive news. The SEC and a bunch of other altcoins are securities in the Bittrex lawsuit, including OMG, Dash, Algo, TKN, NGC, IHT, and more. This is crazy. And here is the official source. The U.S. Secretary and Exchange Commission says today we are charging crypto asset trading platform Bittrex Inc. and its co-founder, former CEO William Shihara, for operating unregistered national security exchange brokerage and clear agency. And the crazy part about this, you guys, is this
got a great technology.
This was after Gary Gensler, Larry Slimsler himself, was shelling Algo. So let's take a look.
Governance is tough. You could create Uber or Lyft on top of a blockchain technology today. Well, maybe in 5 years you could. It would have the performance. Sylvia McCally's Algorand, who's a Turing Award winner at MIT that I work with. Sylvia's got a great technology that has performance. You could create Uber on top of it. The question is then who would update the software? Governance is tough. You could create
crazy. It's almost like it's a slide. I don't know. It's almost as though it is a sleight of hand. You guys know, like, the narratives to me are almost irrelevant, but I'm making these videos for you guys because I'm a charts guy. But so let's get into some more news. Now, banks Hong Kong are welcoming crypto businesses are filling the gap left by the failures of the U.S. bank. Speaking of catastrophic failures, the banking central banks are buying gold at a record high pace. Meanwhile, they're telling you, my friend, that the banks are safe. Deposit your money. Leave it here. It's fine. Meanwhile, they're buying more gold than they ever have been in history. In my opinion, do as they do. Pay attention to what they do, not to what they say. What they say is irrelevant. Now, breaking. 136 insured banks in the USA currently engaged or plan to engage in Bitcoin and crypto-related assets. The more and more that time goes on, the more and more that you're going to see these big institutions front-running this stuff. Because they laughed at it. Then they scoff at it. Then they try to go against it. And then finally, they front-run. And that is what we are seeing more and more each and every day. Now, currently, Bitcoin is now live and trading on Twitter via eToro is now live. This is big news in my opinion. U.S. Treasury Yellen says economy sanctions on Russia and other countries put the U.S. dollar's dominance at risk. And I couldn't agree more. Because they kept laying down the hammer, and they just expected Russia to continue to crawl their way back and say, with their tail in between their legs, and just say, oh, please, we're sorry. But now, instead of doing that, what they're actually doing is creating their own system. And it's putting the U.S. dominance at grave jeopardy. We're going to take a look at the DXY later on in this video, so stay tuned for that. That is the how you measure how strong the U.S. dollar is. Breaking: U.S. Congressman Warren Davidson to introduce legislation to fire Gary Gensler. Please, for the love of God, I don't ask you much, but this thing needs to get some support. We need this man out of here. I don't know what sort of minion they're going to put in there to replace him, but this guy is literally evil. As we're seeing this type of stuff playing on over and over and over again, meanwhile, then they call it a security over and over and over again. Now, breaking: a third grader. My 8-year-old third grade class presentation. Bitcoin does not have inflation. 1971 cost of living. It seems as though this kid understands crypto more than most everybody else. Here's a picture of the US dollar and its downfall, down 98% since 1971. Bitcoin, money that cannot be cheated. Choose wisely. Infinite supply, limited supply. Central banks, be your own bank. Must trust government, no trust required. Days to transact, instant payments. Centralized and decentralized. This kid gets it. Be like this kid. Now, breaking news: Hedera has officially had more than 7 billion transactions and counting. And they've also changed their logo to green to reinforce the idea that they are in fact a green cryptocurrency. And they are. Here's a very good graph that shows you just how green they are. Here's Visa, 1,000 times more energy per transaction than Hedera. Now, one thing that they don't have on here is XRP, but that's neither here nor there. But hbar is one of the fastest, cheapest, and greenest cryptocurrency or any sort of way of transacting known to man. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Now, here's a live look. Elon Musk says the U.S. government had full access to Twitter activity, including DMs, under previous management. This is wild, actually. So let me pull this back.
The degree to which various government agencies had effectively had full access to everything that was going on Twitter blew my mind. I was not aware of that.
Would that include people's DMs?
Yes. The degree to which...
That is crazy, bro. Crazy. Now, let's get into it right now. Bitcoin sitting at 35,000. Let me just refresh this, actually. No. Bitcoin sitting at 29,500. Ethereum at just over 2,000. Really fighting with 2,100. Still 1.26, still a huge level of support that we have broken through. We're still hanging out there right now on the crypto bubbles on the day. It is kind of a mixed bag. Some things are up, some things are down, but this isn't really too much to be, some things are up 8%. This is just a mixed day. But let's get into the charts. We have a stern rejection here at 31K. We'll see how this thing stalls out. I still think that we're still kind of fighting the same thing. I do believe the finality of my sell in May, walk away thesis still holds true, and it will still continue to be true until we get about 5 days after the new moon, which is on Wednesday. The new moon is on Wednesday. We have about 5 days after that. Whatever has happened before then, that is the move. Whether we get to 35 or 50 or only 31, in my opinion, the move will be over. So I'm going to wait around for that, but we are getting to the finality of this move. This is a stern rejection. So we'll see where we find support. We'll see what happens tomorrow. The new moon is on Wednesday. If you don't know, the most bullish time of the market is the new moon, and the most bearish time of the market is the full moon. If a bull were to hit you, you would go up in the air. So when someone says bullish time, that means very high. When someone says bearish time, if a bear were to hit you, you get mauled to the ground. All right, so let's take a look at the DXY. The DXY finding a good bit of support here. We could be printing a W. We could be printing a W here. Now, if we are in fact printing a W, the DXY is the strength of the US dollar, and it trades inversely with Bitcoin stocks and cryptocurrencies. This trades inversely with that. So if this thing is going to have a support right here, that means the strength of the US dollar is going to go back up, and cryptos, commodities, gold, silver, stocks will go back down. So let's take a look at gold. Gold also having a stern rejection with the support of the DXY. Okay, same thing. SPY actually is still having a green day, the S&P 500 here, but we're still below this level of a pretty big level here actually. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now, if you don't know, Bitcoin was trading 1-to-1 with the US stock market. However, in November, we depegged from that. So this had this crazy rally in November while Bitcoin was having a crazy pullback. And we have not been correlated with the stock market since November. Okay? We have not been correlated with the stock market since November. So we'll see if that trend continues, or if it gets recorrelated, or if we get, I don't know what's going to happen as far as that goes. But for all of Bitcoin's history, we've been correlated with the stock market, the Dow Jones. Now we are not. So we'll see what happens. As of right now, gold getting rejected, silver getting rejected, the S&P 500 pumping today. The DXY, the strength of the US dollar, is pumping. So we'll keep an eye on everything. All of that. But that is the daily market news and analysis. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. All my links are in the description. Make sure you join the Discord. Putting a lot of good information out there. You can have access to me. If you want access to my portfolio, link is in my description for my Patreon. You can join that, get access to my portfolio buy sell alerts, as well as I'm creating a course on there on how I do these trades and how I set everything up. So if you want to do that, the link is in my description for that. But I appreciate every single one of you guys. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless. I'm out.
Damn, hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy,
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, hustling.